Good morning everyone, thank you for coming to my exhibition today.
Hello everyone, welcome to my exhibition.
Thanks for coming. I'm going to let you guys know what I've been up to during this semester, but also
Exhibitions are central to the big picture education design. They encourage students to articulate what they've learned, and they're an authentic way to assess student work. Lawson explored personal fitness training and learnt how to run boot camps.
So for Big Picture, we've been doing the FitAs training sessions every Friday as well, as I discussed before. This is also how I got my traditional Indigenous Games accreditation. Do you need me to demonstrate? Do you want me to demonstrate? All right then. But yeah, this is the endurance way. Basically get down here and you kick your heels and Bren, does that look right? Okay. I hope you're happy for making me do this, by the way.
So what is an exhibition? Good exhibitions follow a cycle of plan, present, feedback, reflect. Plan.
After a lot of reading, writing, creating, laughing, singing, dancing, sweat and tears, a flame was finally ignited, and the idea of putting all my passions, beliefs, interests and loves into one was the answer of creating my own magazine.
Before exhibition, students gather together evidence of their learning and achievements in an area of personal interest. They decide how to show it. Some use slides, a talk, a demonstration, artefacts or a video.
And some are a lot more relaxed, they just like it to be a pretty laid back affair, you know, demonstrating the rigour but not too formal and trumped up, and whereas others like to have it quite formal, everything's got to be just so, and they've taken a lot of thought into how they want to convey their messages.
Present. Students present their work to a panel. Kalila set out to explore her passion for cooking sweet treats with healthier alternatives to sugar.
Sugar was kind of becoming more of a growing issue kind of in the past couple of years, and I was really interested in like what the effects were of it, because I knew sugar was, you know, something that was a sometimes food, but I didn't really know the full effects of it or what, you know, potential issues it could arise.
She's produced a website, Facebook page, Instagram account and an ebook of recipes and information. This semester, Bryony worked on marine conservation. This involved staging workshops around reducing our use of plastics. Here she is, explaining how to make natural toothpaste.
You've got 1 tablespoon of coconut oil and 1 tablespoon of bicarb, a couple drops of spearmint or peppermint essential oil. And if you put it in like an old spice jar, like the long ones, it's good because you just get your toothbrush in there. It's good. Hopefully using a bamboo toothbrush. And yeah, so that's just trying to get other people aware of like single-use plastics and how they can make a difference.
Renee's passion for design led her to explore magazines, typography, fashion illustration, colour theory and branding.
And I was lucky enough to get an amazing mentor, and her name is Zoe Minot. She gave me design briefs that I would meet each week. Each brief had a different task and learning outcome. My mentor also had meetings with me where I was able to learn a certain skill that I was interested in or something she thought I might need to complete. She would then teach me in our meetings.
In this phase, they showcase their learning plans and goals, internships, portfolios and project work. Student work is always mapped against curriculum outcomes. They explain what they've learned and how. They may also say what went wrong and how they dealt with it.
I didn't realise how much of a journey it was to get an ebook published, create 40 recipes on my own, make sure they were good, test them numerous times to make sure they were good, and write other pages, get them edited. Yeah, it was a big journey, and I didn't think it would be such a prolonged journey. I just knew that I had to push through and get the end result I wanted because I knew it would be good.
When we first started, we said, you're going to be exhibiting for an hour, they're all like, an hour? I'll never be able to speak for an hour. Guaranteed they will all go over that hour, and they are still talking. They will talk and talk and talk. They've got so much to say and so much to share.
Feedback. The panel of teachers, peers, family and mentors ask questions and offer feedback on the students' work. They clarify and probe the depth of the learning on show and prompt the students to reflect.
From what you've learnt this year to do with your health and fitness training, is there anything now that you feel you're a little bit, you haven't got as much information that you need to actually focus on for next year?
Yeah, definitely the health and nutrition side. I don't feel like I did as much of it as I could have, and I feel like I'm definitely going to have to work on this a lot.
With an exhibition, they can reflect on what they've done and how they've progressed. Yeah, and they have to articulate that. And most of the time people, don't get the opportunity to actually put into words that they've made progress and actually be grateful for that and put their hand up and say, yay, look at me, because I've really done something here and I've really progressed.
So much of what you've done is sort of away from your passion, doing up the website and dealing with, different sort of IT systems. Have you enjoyed that business side of it?
There's a lot of work involved. You have to have a back end, you have to keep updating your social media if you want attention, if you want people to possibly see what you're doing and learn your passions. And
you might appreciate your staff later on.
Do
that for you.
Learning how to do a spreadsheet to keep track of your costs. It's just a good way to get your head around this is a business, moving your passion to a business side of things. So
they're used to getting feedback, they're used to getting feed forward, they're used to contributing to that feedback, and I just think that'll make them quite amazing people to work with out there in initiatives and projects, because that's just been embedded into their learning to be highly reflective and to be receiving of feedback that's not just a letter or a grade or a number.
Reflect. In this phase, students reflect deeply on how well they've met the goals in their individual learning plans, what skills and knowledge they've gained, and how they'll use what they've learned. They also ponder what gaps need to be filled and what they will do next.
what have you learnt most about yourself, Lawson?
I work really well under pressure now. Also learnt that I'm pretty good at taking things on board if I'm paying attention and passionate about a certain project.
Like the briefs that Zoe, my mentor, gave me, I would take it in my own way and do it in my own style. And sometimes I'd talk to her to see if my style would meet up with the outcome. And sometimes it would, sometimes it wouldn't. So I'd have to do what the brief said, because that's teaching me how to work with clients.
The students' presentations and reflections at exhibition are an authentic way to assess each individual's learning and development.
So things like presentation skills, overall organisation, how they explain their goals, how they've met their goals, artefacts and things to show to support their goal progress, the learning progress. They're the sort of things that we can assess against.
Students are assessed on how well they've achieved curriculum outcomes via their individual learning plans.
We really take them through a process of looking at what the goals they've set, how they've gone about achieving those, and their level of reflectiveness. So that's what we're assessing.
Once the assessment and reflection is done, students plan where to go next, and the cycle continues.
What's also important to us is to give them a next step or a feed forward. So as well as saying you did this and this and this, what we also try and say is, and now you could do this to be even better, or now you could take it in this direction, or what about this? So it gives them something to focus forward on rather than just going, oh, that's really interesting, and stopping.
I didn't expect that people would actually look at my stuff and go, wow, that looks amazing. Or can I have the recipe?
There would be no way at the start of the year. I had no clue how to write any of this.
It's been a really good project, lots of fun, and I really like the creative outcomes that has happened during the project.